Hi YouTube, this is Bayu here. Today is Saturday, August 8, 2020 around 9:10 Central Time. And I was compelled to do this video because I'm keeping up with the, sorry to say, this situation in Lebanon, which is a tragedy. It's a very unbelievable. But what is bothering me is the way how the West, including the US, France, they wanted to use this issue, this accident, probably the accident, because now the president of Lebanon, retired General Aram, says they're open to the possibility that it could be external forces. I like the way that he talks because he was a general many years in the Lebanese army. Military people have the best thing at heart unless they are under somebody else's payroll. If somebody pay you, you worry about your paycheck, so you're crooked. You're a filthy rat. But if nobody pay you, it comes from here, you are a, as they call it, what is the word that the one QAnon people said? QAnon is on the news again. Not heroes, but patriots. That's the word they want. Patriots, patriot, patriot. But the issue is they don't understand how they work, how the world works. Okay. Immediately, I told you before, I think a while back, I used to like Pablo Escobar because he was a worldwide reporter working for the Asia Times, you know, not even the U.S., but Asia Times, and he's a Brazilian, so he has that non-Western mentality in his head. But lately, he has become worse than CNN, worse than the New York Times, worse than the Fox News. I mean, I don't know what happened. He's getting old and he's getting stupid and retarded. Yes, I said stupid and retarded. Now, I've been in the military, artillery, you all know that, and there are some things that is basic stuff, 1, 2, and 3. It's mandatory. Now, I want you to understand this. Everybody says, yeah, it was a nuclear round, it was a special nuclear round, nuclear round, nuclear round. Immediately they sold that idea to my peasantry, my sweet peasantry. They don't know better. So being a chief, no, I got some years in the military. Doesn't make a difference what military. It could be a banana republic military. You still understand weaponry. If you detonate even a 155 millimeter artillery nuclear round, you know, like in the 80s, that was the philosophy of the US. I should know that. You get immediately radioactive signal. Immediately. And the area is contaminated. And guess what you get? Burn. Now here's my first question to the idiots that swallow. I like to use props. Where's my spoon? Here, idiots. They swallow the idea was a nuclear round. How many burned people are in the capital in Beirut hospitals right now? 0. How many people with traumatism? How many people with cut laceration? 3,000 was the last count. So it was not a nuclear round to begin with. And then someone goes, hey, well, you see the cloud. Hello? Where was the warehouse located at? Port Authority of Beirut. What was to the left and to the right of the warehouse? Water. Hello? What do you think it happens when you blow up something next to the water? The heat, the immediate heat, lift that water, vapor, V-A-P-O-R, and you get that cloud. Now, here's the question. Let's assume for the retarded guys and those who want you to believe it was a nuclear round because you had to worry about it. How many seconds will take for that real nuclear round if you saw the old videos in the 40s? On Hiroshima and Nagasaki, does it take 5 seconds for the vapor to disappear? Or for argument purpose, to the real nuclear round vapor cloud to come up. How long the one in Beirut took to disperse, to disappear, to disable itself? Do you count? Homework. Find a video and count. So it was a nuclear round, but here's a question. If you go look the videos with the Russian TV, never mind the US, never mind the prostitutes, they're here to feed you. Okay? Feed you. Remember that. And I'm here to slap your silly and make you think. The Russian has a video where you see immediately after the explosion that light brown kind of tan color. So it was bothering me. Why would you see that light brown kind of yellowish orange pile of smoke? Right, immediately after the water vapor cloud disappeared, you see that. Not black, not white, yellow. Says, I never saw that before in 13 years. And later, when I see a reporter, RT, picking the stuff on the ground and showing to us, it was corn. So the yellow mushroom cloud, it was the explosion and disintegration of the heat, of the pressure of the corn. So that's what that pile of smoke, it was not smoke, it was the burned core. So that's what it was yellow-orange like. It took me a while to see it, but you are starting to see chemistry in place. And when I tell you, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, German style, right? So never mind this BS that some people are trying to fit the world, because we have some brain. Might be small, might be a little bit bigger, but we think, we process the information. Now, this is a question. Today somebody immediately, and the Pablo Escobar and somebody else will say, oh, the people in Beirut on the street protested the government. So who else? The first one, RT, in live feed from Beirut. Guys, not even 50 paid goons throwing rocks at the police. Not even 50. And I counted the reports too. So this is what I want you to understand if you do research. So I went and said, let's count the seats of the first three groups that are the government in Lebanon. The president, Mr. Aron, General Aron, they're retired but still general. His party has a total of 24 seats. 24 seats. The Amal group, which is a political branch of the Hezbollah, has 16 seats. And Hezbollah, which is the Hezbollah group, itself have 13 seats. Okay? So those are the three main political parties in Lebanon that run the country right now. They won the election, they put the seat, and they put all the government. But since they are together, the military, okay, nationalistic people, and Hamas and Amal, the West cannot control them anymore. You know, the beast cannot handle them because the Lebanese are hard. This is why now, today, the Hezbollah army is stronger with better arms, better weapons, better missiles than the Lebanese army. If you don't know just how that happened, why? Because the West, before these three parties took over, it was designed to keep the Lebanese army low. Why? Because Israel can go around over them like they did before. Since 2006, the Israeli had not been able to run over or walk over the Lebanese people anymore. Why? Hezbollah. So it becomes a problem for the establishment in Israel, therefore it becomes a problem for the establishment in the US. You know, it's like the finger and the nail, they go together, guys. You cannot separate Israel from the USA establishment. You can't. Actually, if you are a Baptist, what is the right word? The guys the radical Baptists, they always talk about Israel, 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 like Israel was the United States. Do I lie? Go and pay attention on Sunday. Listen to this. See, what I'm trying to teach you right here, what I'm trying to make you see, sometimes you have to read, you have to listen, you have to pay attention what the other side is doing, so you understand the whole picture. When you understand the whole picture, you know what's going on. I was able to see the video, a recent video from the Secretary General Hezbollah. Okay, and this is funny because Hassan Nasrallah, he was talking about the ammonia storage facility in Israel, in Haifa, and then he was talking back in 2006 or 2008, I think it was, about that. You know, it is like atomic weapon. Not necessarily because of the radiation, because of the amount of explosion, the amount of the shock waves. This is very interesting. You know, even though I was a long time in the army, nobody ever trained me or told me that when you have an explosion wave, what you have to do is open your mouth and try to yawn, and that will protect your eardrums, and that protect the pressure inside your brain. Contusion can kill you or make you retarded. So, and guess who showed me or taught me that lesson? No, none other than Popeye. Who was Popeye? The right arm of Escobar. Who's Escobar? The Colombian guy. The Colombian guy that ruled the cocaine in the world in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, until he was assassinated by the CIA. He was in jail, by the way, private jail, but he was in jail. And then the U.S. wanted to take out, and that's where the whole hell broke loose. Who lost? Colombian people. How many people killed? In the thousands. And he was out, and then he committed assault and battery because he grabbed one of the parents, one of the son of somebody that died in the airplane. This right here, if you complain, that's a crime. So he was put in jail again for assault and battery. He had cancer, terminal cancer with the lungs, I think it is. So they're going to release it. But the point here is that he knew about the open the mouth and make yourself think like you're going to yawn, so the pressure or the explosion will not bust your eardrums and have contusion. Believe it or not, I never heard, learned, or read about that issue in any military manuals. However, somebody that working for the Escobar, the kingpin, the Colombian kingpin, told the whole world this is what you have to do immediately to protect yourself. You have a second. You can go see the videos from the actual smoke and the explosion. The explosion, the first pile of smoke and the wave coming at you. You have a good 3 seconds or 4 seconds. So when you hear the boom, immediately, head to the ground immediately. Protect your head, and open your mouth so you don't get a brain damage, contusion. So now you got few people on the street of Beirut trying to change the government. The government is not going to change that, because if you are the top 3 parties, it comes to be about anywhere between 75 to 79% of the seats in the Lebanese Congress, they have a parliament. So that's not going to work. Now, why do you think there are 50 idiots, pay goods? Because the people pay, hey, the beast has a lot of money. They print money every day to start a problem because they want to get out the government. But the government still belongs to the 3 political parties. And right now you have a union about Hezbollah have 2 parties. And the 2 parties, they have more seats than the generals, the president right now party. Okay, they got like a 16 and 16 is 32 to 24. Who's bigger, 32 or 24? Now, why is it make allegiance? Because that's a military, that's a strong military nationalistic party in Lebanon. So don't think that it's going to change that. Now, this is a question you need to ask. We have evidence documented in Spain. See, the West do not talk about that. The Russians did. Spain Port Authority stopped the ship, which is owned by the Russian Jew. I don't know why I have a problem with Jew, because they're kind of little things that hide all the money and they're cheap as hell. They are. They are. You might not like it, but they are. So Spain, Port Authorities, so Spain Maritime, whatever they have in Spain, I don't know. Stop this ship and says you're not leaving. And the first complaint was that he, the Russian Jew, had not paid the sailors on the ship for 6 months. Hey guys, it's on paper. It's documented in the Spanish court. So I'm not making this up. That's what I like at the Russian Jew. They tell you everything on your face. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They don't lie. Unlike you know who over here. And they let them go after they put the second power generator on the ship. So international law, maritime law says any ship has to have 2 power generators when they are big enough to transport stuff. So they got he paid the sailor, because otherwise like that they couldn't leave Spain. They pay the sailors, they buy the second generator, and they go to Lebanon, you know, through the Mediterranean Sea. They got to Lebanon to do some, you know, business, and then they do inspection, because every time you go to a different port, they inspect your ship. Okay, customs. We know that over here. They put the fingers at you if you kind of suspicious. So they found out that the ship did not have any working refrigerators. None. Zero. Nada. Now how the hell you keep food without that refrigerator for the crew? That's bad. You don't pass inspection. So the Lebanese Port Authority parked the ship. They confiscated the ammonium nitrate, and they put it on the Lebanese Port Authority warehouse. Some idiots that don't understand, they say, well, why do they keep all that over there? It's dangerous. Port Authority is Port Authority business. It's not civilian, it's not military, it's not Red Cross issue, it's Port Authority. You put it Port Authority compound, Port Authority warehouse. What's the big deal? Now, legal aspect, that happened 6 years ago, guys. Why has the Lebanese legal system taken 6 years to expedite that case? So people say, why they didn't sell it? Because when you confiscate something, it's not yours until the criminal, in this case the Russian Jew, hiding in Cyprus. I heard that he had taken refuge in Greek. Greek has a kind of deal that they protect the merchant marines. You know, Greeks have been in that business for thousands of years. So you cannot dispose of something that is not yours, especially the port authorities. You know, it's a quasi-government. It is a governmental institution. So they couldn't do anything because the law, the legal system in Lebanon had not disposed the case. You have to wait for the case to clear, or to give it to him, or whatever. The boat was still there, the ship. So nothing has been done. The captain resigned, everybody went away. That's not my problem. Of course it was not his problem. I don't blame the captain at all. So here is the problem that you have to see through the videos. I know if you were smart, you understand this coming up. The Port Authority have many warehouses. You see the videos before and after, especially Russian videos. The fire, the small pop, even if you see it from those angles, you see and you hear the pop, 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 pop. I stopped counting about 25. Far away from the warehouse that had the storage, the ammonium nitrate. And there is one picture that you see the working messing with the big doors of the warehouse, fixing the rails, because those big doors is like an airport hangar, you know, like a private airport. You got these big heavy doors that sometimes the little metal thing in the concrete comes out twisted, so you have to eventually do maintenance and fix it. They were fixing that, and you see I probably calculate a 200 pounds big sacks of ammonium, one on top of the other one, guys. I mean, it was poorly storage. We know that. We know they had the pictures and evidence. But that's a port authority in the country. I mean, what can you do? That's the way that they do. It was confiscated. So, but what you to understand is that when you have a problem like that, you confiscate material. It takes a long time to get to come to the end of the issue. Now we know that the shipment was supposed to be in Mozambique, which is not too wrong because the purchase was done legally. The problem here is the ship itself have many mechanical issues with under a maritime law, international law, you cannot have that. Okay, you have to protect the merchant marines, in this case, the tripulation and the ship, and once you get to a port, you're going to be inspected. That's the law, guys. Now, what is not the law is having the U.S. Navy stop a ship in the middle of the ocean because of some bullshit assumption that another Jew in the U.S. Treasury Department has done out of it. Put it on his behind and do it. He had no power to do that. Oh, by the way, he just, talking about minutia, he just sanctioned the executive officer of Taiwan. She is a head of state and has been sanctioned by the idiot that runs the U.S. Treasury Department. What the hell? Over? So now we're going to have anybody, any head of state or any court in any country sanction him, sanction the president, sanction anybody in the USA. That's what it boils down to. Because sanction nowadays is popular and you can sanction your mother if you want to. I mean, this is how stupid the U.S. government, today U.S. government is behaving. Breaking all international agreement, breaking all international rules, doing whatever they want. That's wrong, guys. That only brings to problem in the short end and then the lower end to you, to me, to everybody that lives in the union. Okay? So I want you to understand that, and sometimes you have to look at the other side. I don't want you to believe in the other side, but you look and you hear. If you have a brain, if you are like the peasants that know schools and then believe the crap on one side, hey, we're doomed. As empire, we're doomed. We finish. So this is what is going on right now in Lebanon. You can see both sides. Oh, do you remember who was the first president or head of state going to Lebanon? Sarkozy, not Sarkozy. Le Petit, what's his nickname? Le Petit, something else. El Pequeño, the little come. Le Petit come, C-O-N. Come as an artist come. And the first thing he said was at the end of the meeting that Lebanon had to change the government. What do you mean had to change the government? He had no business telling anybody in Lebanon to change the government. You know, I would punch it in the mouth if he goes to come over here and tell we have to change the Texas government. F you, that's none of your business. You had no reason or cojones to tell that in my face. Just like the German chancellor did to a Mexican president, not the one now, I mean, talking about before, to Fox, when he was, Fox trying to support the U.S. Position in Germany, they cut the mic off and they turned the light off on him. Who showed me that? Russian TV, guys. So I'm not trying to put the Russians on the top pedestal, but when it comes to news, they tell you everything. So you can see, so you can hear, and you can think. Now, otherwise, you're being spoon-fed, but the local U.S. prostitutes. This is what you gotta get out of this video. Look, listen, and reasoning to understand the whole issue. Once you know that, hey, you're in a free street, okay, real free. Okay, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for new subscribers. I know I promised you to play with my new coffee maker, but my producer have been busy, and you know she's busy. We cannot make video. Talk to you later. Thank you. Behave.